Hello and many thanks for starting this video. You are absolutely awesome. And my name is Thomas. I am the co-founder of SMS Campaign. Spam, spam and more spam. Who loves to receive spam? And this video is about the legal aspect of sending and receiving spam text messages and what you should do and what you can do about it if you do receive a text message or a spam text message. We will also highlight a number of companies that have been fined big time for sending out spam text messages. So don't run away right now, sit tight and we will tell you all about spam text messages and the law around this. So recently we have held a survey asking if your business would consider using text messages as a marketing tool to reach out to your customers, and the results had one thing in common. Amongst others, but something that struck me, this was that some people don't like to receive text messages. Me personally, I don't have a problem with that. I don't mind receiving a text message. But if you look a little bit deeper under the hood and listen further to the people who don't like to receive a text message, what they actually are saying to us is that they don't like to receive a text message from companies that are spamming them or are sending them in an unwanted way. And in a way, this completely contradicts with the findings of the ICO, who states that 98% of the people who read their text message will do so within 3 minutes time. So if you are a business owner and you're looking at this video, you must have already made a very conscious decision to send text messages out in an appropriate way. And we applaud this. So you would like to respect people's privacy, and we think that's awesome. So perhaps it is time for us to dig a little bit deeper into this, highlight from a legal perspective what you can do when you do receive an unwanted text message. And this video is all about education. It is about making sure you as a business owner fully understand what you can and should not do and the possible consequences when sending a text message. Furthermore, we will be looking at who you can send a text message to and to who you can't send a text message from a legal perspective, and we will use references from the ICO, which stands for the Information Commissioner's Office. SMS Campaign is truly determined to stop sending spam text messages. We will do everything in our power to stop companies using our platform to send spam text messages. So let's look at the rule. What is the rule around sending text messages? Well, the rule is very easy to understand, it is very simple, and it is very clear. A company needs to have the appropriate consent of the person receiving the text message for marketing purposes. This is exactly the same as it is for the phone, email, post, and fax communication. So as a business, even if you have my mobile phone number, you are not necessarily entitled to send me a text message. So again, the rule is very simple. If people do not have given their consent, then do not send a text message. Otherwise, your text message is and will be classified as spam. The Privacy and Electronic Communication Regulations of 2003 cover the sending of text messages and text message marketing. This legislation says that organizations must only send marketing text messages to individuals if you have agreed to receive them, except where there is a clearly defined customer relationship. So there is a bit of another part here. Not all marketing text messages sent without consent are spam marketing text messages. So how can that be, you might well be wondering? Well, marketing text messages can be sent without prior consent by organizations who obtained your mobile phone number when they bought something from you directly and you are advertising similar products or services to them. But be careful here, as you cannot advertise products of another nature to the very same person. So for example, let's look at an example. Assuming one person walks into your car garage. He has a car MOT, and this by law would allow you to send a text message indicating that you might have perhaps an MOT offer, but you cannot offer him a car sales deal. These are two different types of services. Let's look at the ICO and the law. In April 2016, only a year ago, a number of changes in the legislations were applied, which made it much easier for the ICO to find firms behind sending text messages without prior consent, but also emails and news and calls, all type of communication. So the ICO can only investigate concerns about marketing text messages from identifiable UK senders. So you might well wonder, what about non-UK? Well, the ICO has now reached an agreement with a number of official bodies outside UK to exchange information to try to stop those text messages from abroad. As mentioned, the ICO can now easily apply fines to companies. So let's have a look at a few cases and understand what type of fines that have been applied just earlier this year in 2017. The first example is Digitonomy. Digitonomy is a credit broker who was fined £120,000 in February of 2017. After the ICO received almost 1,500 complaints in less than 10 months' time. Digitonomy used affiliate marketing companies to send out over 5 million text messages offering cash loans as part of a marketing campaign. So businesses that do rely on direct marketing must be able to confirm that people have given their permission to receive text messages. And to comply with the law, they must have the evidence to prove it. So if you don't have the evidence, that you have got the consent, you cannot send text messages to the person. Second case is Unwanted, a Manchester firm fined by the ICO after sending 64,000 spam text messages. Unwanted were fined £20,000 after receiving more than hundreds of complaints. And they used personal details which they obtained from loan and price draw websites, and at no point there was any indication that details will be used by this firm. So the third company we're highlighting here is Maleva Limited. Maleva Limited is a Cheshire-based firm who was fined £40,000 for sending 44,172 spam text messages, and they were promoting loans in a time period of 3 months. They obtained the personal details used to send the messages from competition and money-saving websites. The privacy notices on those websites were very generic and unspecific. For example, noting that data collected would be shared with unspecified third parties ranging from home improvement companies to health and beauty services. So none of these sites indicated the data would be used for sending marketing text messages coming directly from Maleva. That's why the law is now much clearer. Businesses must be able to confirm that people have given them permission to receive text messages or emails, and they must have the evidence too to prove it. So, unwanted marketing text messages. So remember these text messages for which you have not given your consent. So if the text message came from an identifiable and alleged and an appropriate UK-based organization, then you know and you do trust you should first follow the opt-out instructions provided on the text, which typically involves just simply sending stop to the telephone number. That's how you can actually stop companies sending text messages to you. And they will offer you opt-out clauses, and in many cases things can be resolved very quickly without running to the ICO. However, if you do continue to receive text marketing messages from the organization despite following the opt-out instructions, you may wish to report this to the ICO. You should not respond to the marketing message if you're unsure who it came from, or if it doesn't come from a company you are very familiar with. And this is because by responding this may confirm your number is live. You can report receipt of these text messages to the ICO. The ICO deals with these type of marketing text, and if you're receiving text you are being charged for, you can contact the Phone Paid Services Authority, or PSA. They regulate products or services that are charged to users' phone bills or prepay accounts. These are typically premium numbers. So we all have received text messages for accidents, debt management, PPI, pension reviews and payday loans. The messages vary in content, but will typically say that you are entitled to money because of an accident, debt, pension review, or missold payment protection insurance. So you might well be wondering, who is actually sending out those text messages? Well, we believe that text messages are being sent by lead generation companies. Companies that are trying to find people who will respond so they can sell those people's details to claims or debt management firms. The companies behind these text messages are looking to earn money by selling off these leads. So you're wondering perhaps, where do they get my details from? In most cases, we believe the companies sending the messages don't hold actually any information about you, nothing at all, including whether you had an accident or not, whether you had debts or not, or PPI. They don't know that, they're just guessing before they send out a text message. Many of the people who have told us that they are receiving these text messages have never ever provided their mobile phone number to any organization and have not had a recent accident or had any of the problems referred to in the text message. We believe the companies sending the texts are randomly generating mobile phone numbers and sending several hundreds and thousands of text messages in the hope that a portion may reach the mobile phone of someone who has recently had an accident or been sold a financial product, who will then reply. So what should you do if you do get such a kind of text message? It's simple, just ignore it. And how can I stop receiving messages from these organizations? Well, that's a little bit more trickier. You can report them to your network operator, who may be able to prevent further spam from the originating number. Unfortunately, as the numbers often change, your network provider cannot guarantee to stop all those spam messages. So you can either contact your network's operator customer service or forward your spam text message to 7726. So 7726 with the message, and then they can further look into it, or contact the ICO. So here's a bit of a summary of what we have discussed in today's video. Spam messages are text messages sent to a mobile number for which you have not obtained the consent. As a business, you should obtain the consent from the mobile phone owner prior to sending a marketing text message. However, if a customer has a direct relationship with the business, you have received the appropriate consent for the same type of products and services. ICOs since last year can now fine you much easier, and they will apply the necessary fines. SMS Campaign is absolutely determined to work alongside with the ICO in order to prevent anyone getting a spam text message through our platform. I hope this was useful to you, and thank you